Hello class, Mr. Stone here. The lesson for today, it's addition of integers, made easy, okay? If you look at this, I seen this, so I said, you guys might like it, so I figured I'd share it with you, okay? They give a couple integers, 5 plus 2 equals, and how do you add it? How do you make it easy, okay? That's kind of an easy one because they're both positive, so you say, oh yeah, this is 7. So this is kind of easy, okay? But what they want to show you here is how to use a T-chart. That's what's below. Let me write this down for you, okay? T-chart. We've done this before. I've gone through this T-chart, and truthfully, a lot of students T-chart. A lot of students thought this worked out pretty well for them, okay? So let's go through it and you can see how this T-chart works, okay? So what you do is you take the T that you got here that you made and you put a plus on one side and a negative on another, okay? Then you look above and you say, hey, the 5's a plus. And now this is outside the brackets, but it's a positive, okay? And it's a positive in both sides, so a positive times a positive is a positive, okay? So that's a 2. Okay, so what team won? The positive team won. So I can put a positive here because I know they won. Okay, and what they win by? They won by 7. Okay, so the answer is 7. Positive 7. Let's square that off. That's the answer. Let's go to the next one. Now we take the T-chart that we drew, T, the positive and the negative. Okay, now the first sign is a negative 5, so we write a 5 over here. Okay, now what you have is actually outside the brackets you have a positive outside, so that really could be a positive 1, because don't forget you can put a 1 in front of anything, it doesn't change it. Okay, so positive 1 times a negative 2. A positive times a negative is a negative. Okay, so where's the 2 go? It goes on the negative side. So hey, what was this score? The score of this game was negative 7. So the negative team won, so we get negative 7. Okay, we square that off there. And that's all there was there. See how easy this is? Now let's go down the next one, okay? So we have a positive side and a negative team, okay? So on the negative 2, we get a negative 5. We can already see that's a 5, so we put the 5 there. Now, we got a positive, and don't forget you can make it a positive 1. Okay, you can put a 1 outside anything. So a positive 1 times a positive 2 is a positive 2. A positive times a positive is a positive. So we put a 2 there. Okay, now what's the difference? Let's see. The negative team won, so we know the answer is going to be a negative. Okay, so we can put the negative there. And how much they win by? 5. They won by 3. So the score was negative 3. Okay, so the negative team won. Okay, let's go to the next one. We're whizzing right through these guys. Okay, so we got a positive sign and a negative sign. Now, we got a positive 5, so let's write the 5 down there. Okay, now we got, let me write the little 1 there. Okay, so a positive 1 times the negative 2. A positive times a negative is a negative. Okay, so it goes there. Okay, now what team won? Well, the positive team won. I can see that, so I can write the positive sign. And how much did they win by? They won by 3. The difference between the 2 is 3. And that's the answer. Okay? That's all there was to it. Okay? Now, you know what? I'm going to take 1 second. Now, everyone remembers, because we've gone through this a few times, when you have different things, negative times a negative equals a positive. A positive times a positive equals a positive. But a negative times a positive equals a negative, okay? Or positive times a negative equals a negative, okay? When the two opposite sides, they equal a negative. But everything else is going to equal a positive, okay? So that's just a little cheat sheet. You kind of just got to memorize it. But if you just remember if it's two opposite sides, it's going to be a negative. The negative is going to win, okay? So I just wanted to run by that with you again. We've done it before, but it never hurts to go over it again, okay? So let's see what we got here. We got a positive and we got a negative. Positive and a negative. Okay, let's see, we got a positive 6. Now we got a positive 1 outside, a positive 4, that's a positive 4. Positive times a positive is a positive. Okay, so what we get here, we get a positive. It's going to be a positive. We know that because that's the team that won. How much they win by? They won by 10. So, hey, let's square that off. And that's the answer to that one. Now, let's go all the way over to the next one, okay? We got a positive sign and a negative sign, okay, for the teams. I got a positive team and a negative team. Okay, the negative team scored 6. Now, we got a positive 1. We want to get rid of the brackets, so a positive 1 times a negative. A positive times a negative is a negative. That's the time that the negative wins out. And what do we get over there? 4. Okay, so what team won? The negative team won. And how much they win by? They won by 10. And that's it. Let's square that off. That's my answer. Okay. Now let's go down the next one. So we got a positive team and a negative team. So the first one is negative 6. So 6 over here. Now, we got a positive 1 times, I want to get rid of the brackets, times a positive 4 is going to be positive. Positive times a positive is a positive, okay? But what team won? The negative team won. I can see it. And how much did they win by? They won by 2, okay? And that's my answer. The negative team won by 2. Okay, let's do the next one. We got a positive and we got a negative, okay? So the positive team got 6, okay? And then we got to get rid of the brackets. So we got a positive 1 times a negative 4. Remember, a positive times a negative, the negative wins out because they're opposites. Okay, so we get a 4. So, hey, what team won? The positive team won, so I'm going to write the positive sign first. And how much did they win by? They won by 2. And that's it. I'm squaring it off. But, hey, that's how the T-chart works. Okay? Hopefully this helps you. And really, you can add these things real quick by doing this. Even if you have 3 or 4 different numbers in a row, you can add them the same way, okay? You have 3 or 4 or 5 scores, okay? So you can just keep going along, okay? And just keep writing them down and see what team won, okay? And that's all there is to it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, help my YouTube ratings. If you have any mathematical friends or any students in school that you know of, share this with them because a lot of them are having trouble with this, and this T-chart will help them. Okay, they're going to say, wow, this is a lot easier to do it like this. Okay, so thank you very much and have a great day. Remember what I always say is math can be fun. Take care. Bye-bye.